Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about operating systems or OS. What is an operating system? An operating system is software that acts as a bridge between the computer's hardware and the applications we use. Without an operating system, programs would not be able to easily use hardware components such as the CPU, memory, storage devices, keyboard, mouse, or screen. The operating system manages these resources and allows applications to run smoothly. Some common examples of operating systems are Microsoft Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, iOS. Main components 1. Kernel core. The kernel is the core part of the operating system. It is responsible for managing communication between software and hardware. The kernel controls important resources such as the CPU, memory, and devices connected to the computer. You can think of the kernel as the brain of the operating system. 2. Process management. A process is a program that is currently running. Process management allows the operating system to create, schedule, and terminate processes. For example, when you have a web browser, music player, and document open at the same time, the operating system manages all of them so they can run together efficiently. 3. Memory management. Memory management controls how RAM is used. The operating system allocates memory to different programs and ensures that programs do not interfere with each other's data. This helps the computer run multiple applications safely and efficiently. 4. File system. The file system organizes and manages files and folders stored on a computer. It allows users to create, save, open, rename, and delete files. Without a file system, finding and managing data would be very difficult. 5. Device management. Device management controls hardware devices connected to the computer. The operating system uses drivers to communicate with devices such as printers, keyboards, mice, speakers, and graphics cards. This ensures that hardware functions properly with the system. 6. User interface. The user interface is how users interact with the computer. There are two common types. Graphical user interface or GUI, which uses windows, icons, and menus. Command line interface or CLI, which uses text commands. Most modern operating systems use a graphical interface because it is easier for users. Main component 2.01. Thread. A thread is the smallest unit of execution within a process. A single process can contain multiple threads that perform different tasks at the same time. For example, a web browser may use one thread to load a web page while another thread plays a video. 2. RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It is temporary storage used by programs while they are running. The more RAM a computer has, the more programs it can handle efficiently at the same time. 3. Driver. A driver is a special type of software that allows the operating system to communicate with hardware devices. Without drivers, devices such as printers, graphics cards, and webcams may not work properly. 4. System call. A system call is a request made by a program to the operating system. For example, when an application wants to read a file or access the internet, it sends a system call to the operating system. The operating system then performs the requested task. 5. Scheduler. The scheduler decides which process or thread gets access to the CPU and for how long. Its job is to make sure all running programs receive enough processing time and that the system remains responsive. 6. Security and protection. Security and protection help keep the computer and user data safe. The operating system manages user accounts, passwords, permissions, and access rights. It also prevents unauthorized access and protects programs from interfering with one another. Where to find your operating system? If you are using Windows, you can find information about your operating system by going to Settings System About. This section shows details such as the Windows version, device specifications, and system information. To conclude, the operating system is one of the most important parts of a computer. It manages hardware resources, runs applications, organizes files, controls devices, and provides security. Without an operating system, modern computers would be difficult to use. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions?